Hello everybody, hello, and welcome. Man, oh man, I love ending my night and starting my morning with tech issues. Bro, all I want to say at the start of this stream, I understand console gamers so much, bro. I really do. I don't know how people on PC can go and have a million fucking, like, have to worry about driver issues and have to worry about compatibility issues and have to worry about crashes and stuff, and then they can actually, with a straight fucking face, still look at console gamers and be like, we're the master race. It's literally just better here on PC. Bruh. So, last stream was, you know, tragically cut short because my entire PC just, like, kicked the bucket, bro. Like, full-on crash. Basically exactly what was happening with Resident Evil 9. Full-on crashed. Everything just frozen. And I was like, dude, is this just, like, an RE engine problem? Which it still might be, and I still might crash. Absolutely might happen because it's the same thing that happened in Resident Evil 9 of just, like, entire PC shuts down. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to call it a night. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to, you know, I'll worry about it when I wake up. Wake up today and PC's fine, but monitor, my main monitor, is just like on, off, just going wacky mode. Try a bunch of different things, and monitor is just dead. Like, the power supply for it is just dead, which is really funny because that's like my good monitor. Like, that's my nicest monitor. That's my main monitor. All my shitty monitors here are still, like, owning. They've had no issues. It's just the new one. Which I say new, the newest one. I think I got it like May of 2023. So it's like not even old. You know, it's not even like 3 years old for this monitor. But it's just off, on, off, on, off, on. So I've ordered a new power supply for the monitor, but then I got curious and I'm like, I'm gonna do a little, like, can a fucked up monitor actually cause issues with programs and with games? And lo and behold, it can. It actually can. If you're having issues with a monitor, and it's having problems either with, like, the HDMI or the display port, or it's having issues with the power cord, any of that stuff can actually fuck up the signals that it's sending to your PC and cause your PC to have issues. So, very interested to see if a lot of the issues I've been having with my PC haven't even had anything to do with my PC, because I went through the rigmarole, man, of, like, quality assessing all of the different components of my PC, swapping stuff in and out, because I'm like, there's nothing that should be a problem in my PC. It may have just been my monitor and my power cord for my monitor, which would be actually insane. So yeah, just another wonderful situation of, you know, PC just annoying, bro. There's just stuff on PC gaming that is annoying, and this is a perfect case in point as to why PC, you know, you have to be a more patient person, and you have to, like, be willing to troubleshoot and go through the rigmarole of figuring out what the fuck is wrong. So yeah, ordered a new power supply. Hopefully that will work. In the meantime, I'm playing on just a backup monitor. This is the monitor I actually used to game on, and it's worse. Don't get me wrong. Like, it doesn't have G-Sync, and it doesn't have luckily it's still 1440p 144 hertz, so at least it's got that. But yeah, hopefully this will be sufficient. It'll be fine. But man, how annoying. And it will be very funny because also I've had this issue where my PC or my main monitor has been flickering on and off. And I was actually talking about it a couple streams ago of, like, I don't understand why it's just this monitor that's flickering on and off. Well, Obviously, now we know. Now we are very keenly aware why that is. But yeah, just annoying, man. Now I have to remember where the hell I was. But also, if it still crashes, which it might. I did see some people online saying it was issues with the latest driver that was causing it. I saw some people saying it's an issue with path tracing specifically. So I'm still playing with path tracing. But I did roll back my drivers to the previous driver update. So if it crashes still, we know it's not the monitor at least. And it's not the drivers. So and this is PC gaming for you, man. It's like you just have to test things. And ideally you test one thing at a time, right? So you can like narrow down exactly what it is. But yeah, it's fucking annoying. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Especially when, you know, you've got other stuff going on in your life. It's no bueno. Hi, Zachary. This is why I'm hesitant to switch to PC. There's way more to it than console. There is. And anybody trying to sell somebody wanting to make the switch as, like, it's just better, that's what I kind of balk at. Because it's not just better. Are the graphics and performance just better? Yes. But with those graphics and with those performance comes such a caveat of other issues you have to take on. I gotta say, already, G-Sync is goated, man. Like, if you're playing on PC and you're playing on a monitor that doesn't have G-Sync, trust me, bro, it's time to upgrade. Like, just playing on this monitor right now with no G-Sync, it's actually kind of crazy how easy it is to tell the difference.
Hugh, you said that you were adopted, right?
Yeah. When I was young, I was in an orphanage.
Orphanage?
Yeah, there's...
I guess I was about your age when my parents took me in.
Is that different from a regular family?
I couldn't tell you what regular is, but they loved me all the same. That alone was enough.
Also been having issues with the YouTube side of the stream, just like fucking lagging for people. So also been tackling that. It's just been tech issue after tech issue today, man. Obviously that's like a streamer sided issue. So like, you know, the average Joe won't have to deal with that, but dear God, man. It's just annoying.
Look out for its targeting sensor.
We'll see if this shit crashes. This is exactly where we were.
Be careful.
Oh shit. They're trying to dunk on me, bro. Goty. Only thing I like about PC is you don't have to pay a subscription to play online. You just need Wi-Fi, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the biggest boons for sure. I definitely agree with that. It is goated. We are in agreement.
Here they come again! Hugh! Target prime for patching.
Oops. Wrong gun. Oh!
Jump, Hugh!
Yeah, let's do this.
Yay!
Yay! do such a weird thing with the recoil.
Move, you.
It almost feels like it's like drifting away from you. That's a big hack. 1734. Holy. Did I hear about the Game Pass Ultimate news? I did, yeah. No more Call of Duty. But they lowered the price. The funniest thing, like, everybody's talking about it like it's a fucking W. The funniest thing about it is that it's literally not, because they increased the price from like $20 to $30 when they added COD, right? And then they took away COD, and then they lowered it to like $22, I think, or $23. So you're still paying like $2 or $3 more, which is kind of funny. But I did actually just see that Arasha came out, and she said that they're going to give you the ability. I don't think she said it's like day one or anything, but they're working on giving you the ability to add and subtract a bunch of the various features of Game Pass to change your total. So also when they added Call of Duty, they added like some Ubisoft slop or something and like some Fortnite thing. So I think the hope is that it's still a little bit more expensive because you still have the Ubisoft slop and the Fortnite thing. And you'll be able to customize, take the Ubisoft thing off and the Fortnite thing off, and then it'll be back down to like the $20. I think that's the hope. We'll have to see if that's how it pans out, but you know, Arasha making some pretty big W's. I'm not gonna lie. I think all of us thought that she was going to absolutely kill the company. And for good reason, right? I mean, she's never worked on a project like this. She's straight from fucking AI slop side of Microsoft. But so far, you know, you have to give, you know, credit where credit's due. So far, all of the decisions she's changed, or like the decisions she's made, have been W's. So. Good morning, Kenzie. I made it so you can fully customize as well if you want early game releases or cloud gaming. Yeah, being able to take a lot of that stuff off would be really nice. You know, for me, playing it on PC, it's like, it's not that big of a deal, I feel like. Just because, like, on PC, it's already pretty cheap. You know? Like, on PC, I think our total went from like $16 to now it's like $14 or something, which like $2 is like nothing. And that's one thing I will say is a lot of the people online were like, yo, if you're on console, it's literally just a W, because even if you want Call of Duty, you were paying more a year, right? Because you were paying like $10 extra a year, which is $100, or $10 extra a month, which was $120, and COD is $70. So they're like, now with you saving $7 a month, that's gonna come out to, you know, $84 saved a year, which covers COD. And that's true. Like, if you're on console, that's actually a W, but us on PC, it does not cover it at all, because we went from $16 and we get COD to like $14 and we don't get COD. Which only saves us, you know, what, $24 a year. That doesn't even come close to the price of a Call of Duty. So, like, us PC gamers, I think we kind of got the biggest L out of all of them. And, like, what does that actually mean? Basically, all it means is that you're gonna see a whole lot less PC gamers on COD, I think. Like, I was talking to a couple of my friends that have swapped to PC, and they were playing COD the past couple years through Game Pass, and basically all of us were like in agreement. So like, we're not playing COD this year, right? You know, it's like, okay, so we're not playing COD this year at all, because there's like, the thing with PC gamers, yeah, it sounds a little crazy because like we'll spend thousands of dollars on the PC, but we are frugal as fuck. like PC gamers on average are the most frugal gamers when it comes to games. Like we just straight up, I know tons of people that haven't bought a new game in years because Steam sales are so good. People just wait for like 50, 60, 70% off on Steam before they ever buy any games. And so to spend 70 on a game on PC is just kind of crazy. By the way, how does the microphone sound? Does it sound fine? I got the new pop filter and haven't really had the opportunity to test it out or anything. So hopefully it sounds fine. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and everything. I don't sound like muffled or anything like that. But yeah. So like, I think a lot of PC gamers are probably just not gonna play anymore. I feel like Call of Duty isn't worth Game Pass Ultimate for 30 bucks. I know it's not just Call of Duty, but it's one of the reasons why it was 30 bucks. Yeah. No, I agree. Just COD is not worth the jump from 20 to 30. I 100% agree with that. And I think that they were overconfident in Call of Duty. I think it would have worked if we were back in like Prime COD. Right? Like Modern Warfare 2019 when they rebooted it and everybody was back on Call of Duty and everybody loved Call of Duty again. I think it could have worked then. But Call of Duty is back to like being known as slop now, especially after Black Ops 7 and all the AI and how terrible the campaign was. Call of Duty is back in like the slop phase. And that might change this year because this year we get another Infinity Ward COD. And the rumors are that it's going to be Modern Warfare and they're going to reboot it and go back to dark and gritty like they did in 2019. If that's the case, it might, like, COD might be back again. You know, COD is cyclical in nature. So is Battlefield. Of, like, it's really, really good and they listen to feedback and they actually change it and, like, everybody comes back into it. And then it gets worse and then it gets worse and then it gets worse and then it's in the point where it is now, where like people just know it as slop, and the only people actually playing Black Ops 7 are like the most hardcore of the hardcore Call of Duty fan base. You know? And so like maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't. But it's cyclical, man. But yeah, I don't, in general, I don't think anybody was getting Ultimate for COD. People were getting Ultimates so they could play day one releases. And COD was just added on. You know? Like, Game Pass Ultimate, I think, is worth it if you're the type of person that plays basically everything that comes out day one. But I think a lot of people aren't. You know? A lot of people are not playing that many games. Stasis Net is really good, man. I'll take it over stickies. If Game Pass... It sounds great? Awesome. If Game Pass Ultimate was a thing around Black Ops 2, this could have been the biggest W ever for Xbox. Yeah. Oh, 100%, dude.
Here it comes! Look out! It's like they're swarming up!
Stop skittering around!
Get ready!
Yes! Get some!
Ow.
Here it comes! Look out! Overdrive protocol at the ready.
Ow. Rolled too early. Ow.
Be careful!
Oh, I'm getting owned. I don't want to use my hacking yet. My overload, I mean.
Stop skittering around!
Wait, I didn't kill him.
Take this!
Ow. That hurt. Should use the riot blast for more there. What do I have? Expose? I think multi-hack will be more
This
useful.
place has got some useful stuff. Good job, Hugh.
My hot take is they should have made Game Pass Ultimate the default Xbox Live Plus games. That would have been nice on the 360.
I was hoping we'd find this.
Yeah, like bundle in some of the like Xbox Live Arcade games, right? That a lot of us were playing back then. Like you just get a bunch of those Xbox Live Arcade games for free. That could have been really cool.
I owe you.
Oh, if only we had a unit to delete nodes. Don't go inside the circle.
How you like this?
Don't go inside the circle. Yay!
Yay!
It's on now. Take this.
What Xbox had? I've been playing Xbox ever since the original Xbox. Yeah, so have I, man. It wasn't until the Xbox One that they lost me.
Splitting the hat. Here they come again.
And I didn't feel good about it, man. You know, it was like one of those like things where I was really sad about it.
This place are splitting up.
Leave the shooting to me. Got him.
Ah!
Oh shit, just got daggered on me.
Overdrive protocol initiate.
Hopefully this is the last phase. If there's more, it's gonna be awesome.
Guess that's that.
Only they copied something. Xbox is it's kind of funny because I actually heard the other day. When I say the other day, I mean it was a few weeks ago. I was watching essentially a retroactive video of like going over what killed Xbox. And apparently they actually teach it in like school if you're majoring in business. The colossal flop and failure that Microsoft did with the Xbox One. Like they actually teach it as the what not to do because they killed their entire brand in the span of like essentially one press conference. It's kind of crazy. Like that, when they showcase the Kinect and stuff on the Xbox
Delphi's
One,
cooked up some lightning controlling tech or whatever. Doesn't
like
matter.
that literally killed
Always
them,
sunny
man.
skies when I go out.
You can control the weather too?
Nah. Guess I'm just lucky. Although, I always end up in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That doesn't sound lucky to me.
Hey. I'm
Like
still
when they
staying
came
quiet.
out for E3 and they only talked about freaking TV and everyone was sitting there like waiting for them to talk about games. And all they did was talk TV with the Kinect. And then Sony came out with the PS4 and they just talked about games and games and games. It was like already over. And then especially like when Xbox was trying to get rid of used games, like you weren't going to be allowed to use used games with the system and stuff like that. You weren't going to be able to trade games with your homies, you know, all of that. They literally just killed their brand with that, man. Like, one of the greatest failures in all of, not even gaming, man. Like, that was one of the greatest failures in business. So much so that they teach it in business school. Like, how crazy is that, man? To fuck up so bad, like, every single person is taught what not to do when they go to school. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That is like a colossal fumble. Prime example of trying not to do something different. It's just I think they're the prime example of getting too confident. Of like, confidence is a killer, because they were owning with the Xbox 360 and they were on top of the world and everybody had a 360 and they're like, yeah, no one can beat us. And as a result, they just fumbled. They absolutely fumbled. And it's one of those things, man, where well, too late, brother. Slash early. One of those things where, like, when you fumble like that, dude, there's not really any coming back. Oh, you can swap to the pistol. I think I kind of like the pistol. But it is nice that this builds up the heat gauge, you know? That is nice. But I think I prefer the pistol, honestly. Feels like more of a weapon that I can actually, like, kill things with. See one of your favorite gaming companies go into complete shit after being successful? Yeah. Yeah, it does. I hear you, man. Like, they done goof. Did I go all that way and not do the red room, by the way? I think I literally didn't do the red room. I think I opened the red room and I took the wrong door. Because I was yapping. That's crazy. I have to go all the way back through here now because I didn't... I didn't do the red room.
Why do you hide your face?
I'm not hiding. It's just my suit works better with my visor engaged. Sensors, safety, and all that. Besides, when I'm shooting, I can focus way better with it shut.
So why do you open it sometimes?
Variety is the spice of life, Diana.
Breaks are important too.
True, child. Okay. We're actually gonna do the damn red room.
Look out for charging sensors. Like incoming.
Yeah, let's do this.
See, look at that. Like, I can actually kill things with this. Look at that, dude. 235 on the pistol.
Get off. Good shot.
Oops.
Is that it?
Yeah, you don't get the stagger, but I feel like it's better. I feel like Bungie leaving Halo was the realization that Xbox was going down. I mean, they killed Gears of War, which was like one of their biggest IPs. They killed Halo. They killed Fable. I mean, you know, it's like all of their IPs, what they were known for, they just killed it. Which did, you know, in my opinion, pretty irreparable damage to like them as a brand. Like when you're known for X, Y, and Z and you kill the franchises. Like imagine Nintendo. If they killed Mario, they killed Zelda, they killed Donkey Kong. It's like, brother, you killed the reason to have a Nintendo. Okay, so I need to go down here. This is not where I went down, right? I went down here, I think. I went down there. I need to go down here. Wait, this is where I went. What the? It is, right? This is 100%. Yeah, this is where I went. So there's just extra stuff hiding, waiting for me? Huh. Well, ain't that something? Ain't that a kick in the head? God damn it, I'm not trying to do this fight. Okay, I don't actually have to do the fight. Okay, that's nice. So, they both just head the same way. Okay, I have to do this fight then. Oh yeah, they both do head through here. That's interesting.
Get some.
Get some.
Don't go inside the circle.
Man, we'll try not to drive.
At least that's that.
Stasis mine incoming.
Nope.
Be careful. This place is warming up. Splitting the hatch.
I owe you. Take this.
But yeah, it's like, you know, you gotta know your brand. And here's where I'll give a lot of credit to Sony. Sony did kill a lot of its biggest IPs. Like, tell me, do you even think Gen Alpha knows who the fuck Crash Bandicoot is? Or Sly Cooper? Or Jack and Daxter? Maybe they know Ratchet and Clank. Like, you have to give Sony props. Sony did, like, kill a lot of their old IPs. But they have created a lot more to replace them, right? Like, they created Last of Us. They did Uncharted.
You like
They
sweets, don't you, Hugh?
completely
Sure.
changed God of
Not like
War.
I'm the only one.
Then what's your favorite?
I want to say donuts, but gotta go with brownies.
Brownies are
And if you put
underrated.
some ice cream on top. Oh,
Oh.
I'm in heaven. Maybe add a little whipped cream and
Okay, whipped cream's overdoing it. You don't need whipped cream and ice cream.
I want to try some too.
That's crazy. This guy's crazy. He's crazy. Brownies are underrated. Brownies do not get enough love, man. Brownies are really good. But yeah, like, you have to give props where props are due with Sony in that they have killed a lot of their old franchises, but like very, very well. So, like, while we might not be getting Sly Cooper or Crash Bandicoot anymore, we're getting Spider-Man. We're getting Wolverine. We're getting Ghost of Tsushima. We're getting, you know, Last of Us. Like, we're getting really, really good games. And I think also, if you look at the trend, I think Sony has done something really smart that's also studied a lot in business, where Sony has very elegantly aged up their titles in maturity as their user base has aged. Right? So, like, if you really think about it, a lot of the people that grew up playing Sly Cooper and Jak and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot and stuff, they're probably in their mid to late, actually probably not even mid, they're in their late 20s and like 30s, right? Maybe 40s. But they're older. And odds are high those older people, I fit in this category, you know, approaching 30, those older people probably would not be as interested in kids' games anymore. Like, I'll be honest, I grew up playing Jak and Daxter. I would not be that excited, other than nostalgia, for a new Jak and Daxter. Like, for nostalgia reasons, I would be excited. But if I'm being honest, do I think a new Jak and Daxter would come anywhere close to a Last of Us 1? No. I don't think it would. It would be fun, but I don't think it would come anywhere close to, like, Last of Us 1. You know? So, and you can even see it in God of War, right? God of War started off as, like, this game for like, angsty, edgy teens and like early 20s adults of just like super hyper violent slasher game, and then has like now pivoted entirely as its user base was getting older into slower paced, more meditative, like fatherly game. So Sony has done a great job of kind of adapting with their user base throughout the years. And I think that's another thing that they've done like incredibly well that Xbox has just not done. Nintendo's in their own little thing. Like, Nintendo doesn't age up their franchises or anything like that, but Nintendo so heavily preys upon like children. That sounds a lot scarier than I mean it, but like, you know, Nintendo is targeted towards children. So they don't really need to age up, because even if somebody gets to the point, like I have in life, where I'm like, I don't really want to play like Mario games anymore, you know? That's fine, because there's 10 kids that want to play Mario games that are gonna take my place. Cookies over brownie? Nah, dude, I don't think so, man. A good brownie is just immaculate, bro. It's immaculate. Sony's actually gained my respect because they actually made better franchises. Yeah, I think in general it's fair to say that the games that we get, like if you look at the newest Ratchet and Clank, I think it is the clearest indicator, right? Because that is like a modern, I mean, it came out when the PS5 came out, which was 2025, so it's like 6 years old now, don't get me wrong. But it's like the newest example of like the new Ratchet and Clank. I didn't play it. I heard good things. I heard people really liked it, but it didn't do crazy bonkers numbers, you know? And I think it's a good example of like, and it wasn't really talked about much, other than like fast load times is like all I saw people saying about the newest Ratchet and Clank. I think that's a perfect example of why those types of games are just like not why people buy a PlayStation. Like these days, Sony knows people buy PlayStations for third-person action-adventure single-player games. Like, think about every single game that Sony has, it's third-person action-adventure. Like, that's why people buy a PlayStation. They buy it for Last of Us, third-person action adventure. They buy it for Uncharted, third-person action adventure. They buy it for Spider-Man, third-person action adventure. They buy it for God of War, third-person action adventure. They buy it for Ghost of Tsushima, third-person action adventure. They buy it for Wolverine, third-person action adventure. They buy it for Returnal, third-person action adventure. Right? Like, that is Sony's games. Sony knows their demographic, and they're hammering it home. And all of the games are good. And then you look at Xbox, and Xbox is just like all over the place, you know? And like, I applaud them for diversity, for diversity's sake. I think it's cool that they're, you know, 1 week they're releasing Oblivion Remastered and Doom, right? Which are like very different games, right? You got a boomer shooter with Doom, you've got like massive open world RPG, and then they're also like funding and releasing like Kiln, which is like a PvP game where you do pottery and make your own pottery thing to fight each other. Like, it's cool that they're doing that, but there's no uniformity that people are like, oh yeah, I go to Xbox. Like, previously you said, I go to Xbox for my PvP games. That was Xbox. They had Halo, banger PvP. They had Gears of War, banger PvP. And like, the games had good stories too, don't get me wrong. Like, they had great stories. But like, that's what Xbox was known for. They were known as the PvP dudes. It's where you played COD, right? It's where you played Battlefield. It's like, they were the PvP guys, and now they just have no identity anymore.
So, we finally get to meet 8. I wonder what
She's gonna be a cat.
Could she be the scientist that made you?
I don't think so.
You remember something?
No, it's not that. I just feel like she's someone important to me.
I see. Well, we better step on it.
What are we stepping on? Activating fast moves successfully starts a period of slow time where weapon damage increased by 10%. Oh, I think that's the dodge. Soil research. A warm, gooey cookie is just better than a brownie? Nah, see, a warm, gooey brownie, bro. I'll say this. Cookies are better if you like more diversity because there's a lot of different types of cookies. But brownie is like, dude, it's like jack of all trades versus master of one. Like, the brownie is just like the fucking expert at like jujitsu or something. Right? They are like the masters of their craft of like, if you want something chocolatey and decadent, brownie is it. Like, brownie is king. No one comes close. Whereas like, you can have all sorts of different types of like cookies, you know, you can have your chocolate chip, or you can have your white chocolate macadamia, or you can have your fucking red velvet, you know, there's like a bajillion different types of cookies, but brownie is like that guy, you know, that you go to when you're like, I just want chocolate, I want to enter a goddamn chocolate coma. Brownie is that guy. Especially you get a little burnt end. Oh. What are you growling at? What are you growling at? What's the delay like? I changed it from ultra fast response to just normal. Because people said that would help with the lag. It doesn't look like it's lagging anymore, but there's definitely way more delay. Which I don't know. Do you guys think it's been that bad? The delay? Normally I have it on like ultra fast response, so it's basically 1-to-1, if not like maybe a second behind. I think this is more akin to like 5 seconds behind. Like maybe a little less. Maybe it's like 3 seconds. I don't see any delay. Okay, I read that the moment it came on my monitor. How fast did I read that for you? There's definitely like more of a delay, but it's not lagging at all, which is preferable. Because like if the stream is gonna lag in vertical, then I'm just gonna be forced to do horizontal. And like I don't think anyone wants horizontal. I mean, it's okay. Some people want horizontal, but the only people that want horizontal streams are the people that have fucking YouTube Premium. Which, like, I understand you have freaking YouTube Premium, bro. And you don't have to sit through ads. But everybody else has to sit through ads. And there's a bajillion ads when I stream horizontal. So I really don't want to stream horizontal just for that reason. S, read it when you see it. Oh, I missed it. Wait, put it in again. YouTube Premium for the win. I said that the moment it came up. Okay, I will read the next message the moment it pops up. Test, read it when you see it. Okay, there you go. Normally, it's like a 1 second. It's like a sub 1 second delay. Assuming the stream isn't lagging, it's like sub 1 second delay. Now, I think it's like... I don't know, let me see. We'll get a live thing on my phone. Yeah, that's pretty delayed. That was like 4 seconds. 5 seconds. Hi, Jason. Like 6 seconds? Yeah. It's definitely longer, which sucks for like a one-to-one interaction, but it's definitely way better than... It's definitely way better than it lagging. I was using Protea Prime for the first time today, and she's one of my favorite primes now. Dude, she's OP. She is OP. Her lore is also really cool, but she's so OP. Oh, it's another child. Am I just gonna collect children?
Diana.
Pretty sure there's an island for that.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure there's a fucking island for that.
So you're 8.
And she looks more like 9 or 10 to me.
While I was preparing to depart for Earth, the moonquake struck, damaging Edis.
I like her hair, though. Her hair's cool.
The bots, these trees, everything went out of control. You can see how well I fared.
Moonquake. I lost my team when it hit.
If we can access the mainframe, we could force Edis offline with this stop code.
I don't like the way she talks,
As
though.
Pragmata, we're equipped with the ability to overwrite a system's programming. That same power lies within you, Diana. There's nothing like that in my memory. I see.
Calandria's skin.
Unfortunate.
Well, let's see what we can do about that tree.
I'm sorry. I'm no help. That's not true. You've made it this far, haven't you? We can stop Edis together.
I don't like how she
Doesn't look
talks.
like we can do anything here.
We can
But
stop
there's another
Edis
place we can check.
together.
We'll shut Edis down, and then we'll head to Earth.
Hold on, 8. We'll get you out of there. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't like how she talks. Her hair's cool, though. I like her hair.
You two look like twins.
Yeah.
What's up?
8 sure seemed driven.
Yeah. Not sure why she wants to go to Earth, but guess that'll come after we bust her out. Should be another regulator down below. One that can clear that tree. Let's go find it.
Space shoot. What about the foreskin is crazy in the context of children? Oh, you're talking about the Protea Prime. It's just terrible timing.
Let's hurry back and get back to cabin.
We're not gonna hurry back, kid, but we'll get it to him when we get it to him. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Sound of waves.
I think the OLED gamers will win. If I get this power supply today, and it doesn't fix my monitor, I think I just go and I buy the OLED, bro. I think I just buy an OLED. I think I do it.
Is that the sea?
Oh, this thing does open. I don't know what opened with this skin.
You've been to the sea before? On Earth?
Of course I have. Got a house with a view and everything.
He's rich.
House.
We'd head down to the water anytime we felt like taking a break from it all. Ocean breeze does a number on the pain, but still.
The breeze in the paint?
Yeah, sure,
It'll make
media.
sense when you see it. You know, back on Earth. You just gonna stay here when this is all done? What do you want?
Doesn't matter. She's a clanker. She's owned by the government.
To go to Earth. With you. Can I really go?
No. No, you're a clanker.
Then I can go see your house? And the ocean? And real trees?
You bet.
How can you promise that, bro? You're just an engineer here to repair it. You know how expensive this fucking kit is? This kit is probably like billions of
We can all
dollars.
go to Earth together.
Yeah. You got it.
Like, you know how expensive this kit is, bro? This is like state-of-the-art Android technology. There is no way she's just gonna be allowed to dip.
Now that we've got a game plan, let's finish this. Can't keep 8 waiting.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot left of the game, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck 50. Hate to be that guy, but can I climb this? Death Strand maxing. I'm Strand maxing, baby. Can I just run into the water? No. Finally unlocked the Paradox quest? Which one is that? I do not remember the names of the quests. There's so many quests I still haven't done in Warframe.
Another damn locked door.
There's one.
It's kind of crazy. I know there's a clanker hiding. Yep. I knew it. Oh, you get the operator.
Overdrive protocol activate.
So, the most important question. Did you have the operator spoiled for you beforehand? Because, like, the operator
2 more to go, right? Maybe we should hire our own bot to do this for us.
is kind of one of the biggest kept secrets when it comes to Warframe. To the point where, like, if people are playing with someone with a low mass MR, they will literally not use the operator. Like, they won't use it. Just to hide it from people that don't know about it. It's actually one of the coolest things about the Warframe community, in my opinion.
Dark as hell in here.
I gotta clean my glasses real quick. Like, it's one of the coolest things about the Warframe community. Is like they have certain things that obviously I'm not gonna spoil. But there's certain things in the Warframe in the game that it is like taboo to talk about at all with low MR people, or to do at all in missions with low MR people, because they want the players to like find it on their own, which is really cool. I've never really seen that when it comes to a video game before. I know it's a big thing in books. You get to play as an actual human. I know that in the Paradox quest. An actual human in the Paradox quest. Interesting.
Feels like we're being watched.
What the fuck? Okay, well, if that isn't just like one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. Where are you? I see you, Sinky. Walk into this. Okay, that's kind of creepy. I don't like that. I don't like that one. That one's kind of scary, dude. Clankers have needs too. You better shut your goddamn fucking mouth with that type of talk.
The brain that scattered all these terminals around.
Can you guys hear me breathing on the microphone when I do this? I used to do this all the time with the last pop filter, but the last pop filter was like thicker. No? Okay, good. I'm not trying to have you guys hear me breathe. Photon laser. Dude, this looks like a fucking Warframe gun. Tell me this doesn't look like a Warframe gun. What the hell? A powerful attack unit that shoots a concentrated photon beam. Mobility is reduced while firing, but its damage increases the longer the beam is sustained. Oh, hell yeah. The inhale. Did you hear me inhaling?
Even tough bots won't last against that high-powered laser.
You breathe like everyone else. I know I do. But I'm not trying to be breathing in your guys' ears, okay? I already do that to Kenzie when she sleeps.
Targeting sensor.
I owe you.
Overdrive protocol.
Ow, my face. Karma. Shut up, Kenzie.
Get defenses right down. God, Shockwave gun is so good. I heard one. Ah, there you are. Good job. Yo, anybody getting into PC gaming, trust me, get a G-Sync monitor. Playing without G-Sync right now, this shit is so much worse.
I think I can actually get off a pretty mean photon laser on this guy.
Going to jump. Look out.
Here we go. Zinc. Oh shit! I didn't even see this guy. I got it off on him. Can I put it right up to your balls? The balls on his head. Welcome back. Oh, thank God. You didn't hear what I said.
Laser shooting for continuous damage.
I know, child. I read the pop-up just like you did. I see you, Invisibitch.
Yeah, let's do this.
Kind of hard to see his little exposed side. Just die. Whatever.
What did you say?
What would you like to do? Stinky? In this stream, we punish people for closing the stream, okay?
That's all of them.
Let's keep up
We
the pace.
punish viewers for having lies. It's so funny you went back and actually looked at my dream on the other stream, though. Yeah, that dream was crazy, though. For real. It was actually insane. Hi, Fuzz.
Top of the morning to you, mate. Can I just say, wish you'd do a bit of a better job wrangling in this feisty one you got here.
Wow.
She's doing a little too much. Appreciate it if you could remind her of her place. Cheers, mate. Slap her around a bit.
If you have a life, you'll get bullied and we'll make fun of you. True. This is the way.
Doing my part.
Nah, it's mostly punishment for people like Kenzie that have like no fucking attention spans.
Phew.
Overdrive protocol at the ready.
Bye bye, Stinky.
Trying to hide.
Not trying to hide it. Successfully hiding.
Where are you?
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Couple, brother.
Interesting. So he's not even really like shootable.
Take this.
And he's fully invisible. Like a despawn. Oh shit, that guy's message got deleted. Is that some W moderation? How is somebody coming in and like saying something they're not supposed to?
What training sims did we get?
When we're in sub mode. Oh, Asian text. Oh. Where I don't have to read soda cans, if only. They go make food, not scroll Insta. Yeah, likely story. Yeah, right.
Routine check report. All sectors of the Terra Dome remain fully operational and construction of the new area is proceeding on schedule. Routine tasks now handled by bots, human-caused delays have been eliminated. Smooth sailing. Note. System inspection noted an unrecognized admin level update to EDIS. Possibly authorized by Earth HQ. I'll follow up in the next routine briefing.
Changing the admin access level on Edis? Is that even possible?
I bet there's a bunch of security to stop it.
Not like anyone could get past all that.
But somebody did get past all that, hence the crazy horseshit happening right now, Hugh. You fucking idiots. It should be sub mode. It should be like 6 month sub mode, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what I set it for, is like 6 month sub mode. So we wouldn't get any spoilers. Or any fucking weirdos, bro. Because there's a lot of fucking weirdos in this game. Not in this game, but like, you know, following this game and engaging with this game. And I want nothing to do with those fucking people. I don't want them on the stream at all. I'd like to pretend they don't exist. You know? Like the type of people that see a child in a game and their instant thought is something depraved, even if they're like one of the good ones or whatever. It's like, bro, you have a problem. Please, for the love of God, get off the internet. Go touch grass. If your reaction to seeing a child is anything other than like, ooh, it's a kid, that's so cute, I love, you know, children are adorable, or like, ew, a kid, I fucking hate children. That's the based one, by the way. Then like, bro, log off. I had a dream Kenzie split into 2 people and they were both pregnant and ginger. Oh no. I can't decide which is worse. I can't remember much of anything else, but I fucking woke up sweating. Yeah. 2 Kenzies. Already terrible. Pregnant? Oh, Jesus. That's basically 4 Kenzies. Ewy. It is because on my other account I can't text, but on this one I can. Okay, gotcha. To safeguard sensitive experiments conducted in the Terra Dome, we're testing a system that uses high-tech jamming devices to block outside radio interference. The jamming signal blocks incoming interference for a limited time, preventing not only unauthorized access, but also forced intrusions like hacking. Please note that wireless devices will also be disabled, so exercise caution when activating the system. Yeah, 1 Kenzie is honestly probably too much. 9 out of 10 times. God help you if you have to deal with any more. What the fuck is that? Is that a laser?
No, that device is emitting some kind of jamming signal. If we touch it, it won't be able to hack.
Okay.
And what the heck are we supposed to do?
Knock a touch, probably. I know why I sat upright. It was like panting at 3. Panting? What is he, a fucking dog? Started panting. He's crazy. That's how she views you, Fuzz. You're just a fucking dog to
Looks
her.
like that door's blocked.
Yeah, that tree's in our way.
You're just fucking soda cans.
Look out! Yeah!
Get some!
Really fucked up, Gunzu.
Check. solves our little tree problem. You think 8's tree's gone now too?
I don't think so. Seems like it only got rid of the trees in here.
Free fuzz from Kenzie. Listen, he's had plenty of chances to leave her back in the fucking trailer park where she belongs, man. But nah, he had to play cop before he was even a cop and save a life. How to save a life. It is too late now. Honestly, now at this point, his only hope is like she dies. That's fucked up. It's funny though.
Be careful. Yay! My hacking won't work.
What?
Yeah, let's do this.
Time for hacking.
Oh, 2,000 damage. Heck. Ooh, 3,600. Heck. The hacky, the backy, bro. Sit down. You're not that guy, bro. It's not fair with your Mark II model. I'd haunt him. You haunt me anyway, bro. Me too. She fucking haunts me too. And if you were a ghost, you'd still be having a hard time on you guys. Fuzz is fucking Italian, bro. Italians don't get haunted. Ghosts try and like haunt Italians, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm fucking working here. Get out of here, you fucking gabagoon." And it's like, "All right, my bad, bro. My bad." Booby. Sorry.
I heard you're transferring over to the Lim Lab.
Italians can't be bothered with shit, bro.
I'm a little worried. Why is that? Weren't you angling to
Unless you like
basic limnological research?
put some ketchup on your spaghetti or something, then they're bothered.
I'm worried I might struggle to keep up. Oh, is that with Dr. Higgins?
You break your pasta when you boil it.
Some of the stuff he comes up with on the fly.
That's the
I
real
wouldn't worry
haunting
too much.
to an
You're not
Italian.
the first researcher to have trouble keeping up with the good doctor. Dr. Higgins is a very special man. Just try to go into it ready to learn.
Or put pineapple on pizza, yeah. Yeah, the only way to haunt an Italian is to like do anything remotely different to food. And they're like, "Hey, what's going on here? What are you fucking doing to the pasta? My nonna would have fucking die if she saw this." All of those would get you kicked into Italian hell. If Italian hell like has normal human beings,
Security zone.
I think I'd prefer it to Italian heaven. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Anywhere that there's a lot of Italians is already hell. At least put me with the Italians that aren't fucking, you know, run of the mill. Put me with the neurodivergent Italians. How the fuck do I shoot this guy? What the hell? Like that. Easy. Italian hell and being a day with Kenzie? True. The Italian hell is just an Irish bar? Oh, that sounds great. Oh, a swing.
I can't wait to get back to the shelter.
Hopefully I can push her so hard on the swing that she flies off and gets like severe head trauma or something. That'd be a W. Think they'll let me do that? I feel like they won't. How to save a life.
Let's hurry back and get back to cabin.
Why don't we chill, child?
Enough already.
This place is moving up.
Yeah,
Overdrive protocol at the ring.
that's crazy. That did fucking a whole lot of nothing there.
I got him.
All right. How are you guys already hacked? Question right? Okay, can you line up for me? Nice and pretty. Smile for the camera. Oh, 3 in 1. Come on, man. You had one job.
Look out.
Uh-oh. Seem to have been found in a bit of a awkward situation here. Mind if I buy that? Perfect, thank you.
Get off.
Here they come again.
Nice reprints. Fine. Can I hear this and try to get you arrested?
Careful. It's going to jump.
Yeah. Does seem that way, doesn't it? Motherfucker. Oh, motherfucker. It resets every time? Oh, that's cruel.
Move, you.
Right on.
I'm gonna have these guys fight each other. Like it'll be funny. Can you guys fight each other for a moment? Please and thank you. Give me time to hack this guy.
Don't go inside the circle.
And then start charging. I like that this laser is in red.
Going to jump.
Yeah, so it is. Ouchie.
Incoming.
Brother, I told you to kill your homie. Can you get on that, please? What's taking you so long? Thank you.
Guess it's my turn.
Don't go inside the circle.
Not trying to, kiddo. These guys are really taking a long time to murder each other.
Right on.
Really?
Overdrive protocol. Don't go inside the circle.
It's on.
Alright, enough is enough. Time for you to die, sir. We played enough games. I wanted you to kill your homie, you didn't, so I'll just do it myself.
Now it's my turn.
Sit down. You can get up when I say so. Good night.
Check. Take this! Just me. Or the pod's been getting stronger.
Edis might be upgrading their designs.
I need to upgrade the photon laser and see if it gets good, because definitely in its current iteration, it is not too impressive. But, you know, I think it's fair to say that either changing the drivers or like changing the monitor seems to have fixed the crashing. And this monitor has not flickered a single time. If I was a game dev, I would put the invisible guy here. It's a bait crate. Personally, that's what I'd do.
Ooh, shiny!
Shiny. Kids love shiny shit. Because they're stupid. I know, right? I thought it was a perfect place for an invisible guy. I definitely would have put an invisible guy there.
Doing my part. Now maybe we can upgrade our stuff.
Has it lagged for me in a bit? Yeah, no, it's not lagging at all with the new settings. I want to try bumping the bitrate up again, because right now what I'm doing is I'm streaming in 6000, which is the same that I stream to Twitch. And normally I was streaming at 10,000, so I do want to try 10,000 again, but just with the slower delay, like bigger delay. And then see if it still has issues or not. But honestly, because the screen is so small, the bitrate doesn't matter too much, I feel like. Geoscience Lab Development Plan. We are conducting tests with the newly developed lunafilament plants to determine whether natural cycles can proceed without interruption. Until the eco-modeling lab and the plant factory achieve certain research milestones, the facility will remain on standby. In the meantime, we continue to simulate future layouts, blending conventional lunafilament plants with holograms, testing how the ecosystem will thrive once full operations begin. Gonna stream for about 43 more minutes. I was gonna ask this in Discord, but why are the Xbox meat slurpers? That's crazy. Hyping themselves up about Xbox bringing back exclusives. I think people are just we were talking about Xbox earlier in the stream.
Can't forget you.
I think there's just a lot of people that want Xbox to be back to its former glory days, you know? And it seems like, at least so far, it's very early, but like,
Back at the MPA. This is way more than
seems like Arasha is doing a lot of positive things.
Seems so. Must have been working on something special down here.
So I think that's a big reason why people are getting excited. You know, Arasha seems to be doing a lot of positive changes, at least for now. So they want, you know, they want the exclusives and stuff back, but like,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know it from the console perspective. Okay. Let me put that out first. I don't know it from the console player perspective. But from a PC player's perspective, there is still no reason to own an Xbox. The only reason to own an Xbox would be if a Halo or something like that was only on Xbox and you couldn't play it on PC. You know. So I don't know if that's different for console, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've talked to a single human being in the last like 5+ years that has told me that they're on Xbox because of the Xbox games. Everyone I know that's on Xbox plays multi-platform games. Whereas if you look at the opposite, with PlayStation, everyone I talk to says that they own a PlayStation because of the exclusives. So I don't know. Like every single person I know that plays on Xbox plays multi-platform games. They're not like, man, I got an Xbox so I could play what does Xbox have? What does Xbox have that's not on PlayStation? Forza. Okay. Like, I don't know anybody that does that, bro. So, yeah, I mean, Xbox exclusives, like, if we're just being honest, Xbox doesn't really have a lot of, like, good exclusives. Gears? I don't know anybody that got an Xbox for Gears. There hasn't been a good Gears since Gears 3. Like these days, I don't think anybody gets an Xbox for exclusives. Like they get Xboxes for, I mean, if we're being 100% honest, most people chose Xbox because it was cheaper. Like if we're just being honest, most of the people I know went with Xbox because it was cheaper. And because Game Pass gave like a lot of value. Like, which, you know, isn't a bad thing or anything. But I mean, it is not exactly what you want your system to be known for. You don't want your system to be known for like the better option economically, right? That's like not the greatest thing for a company. A company wants to be like PlayStation or like Nintendo, where people want the system because of the games on it. And Xbox just hasn't had that in a really long time. And any of their games that like could have possibly been that, they ended up making multi-platform. Like all of their best games have been multi-platform. Like Doom. Like Doom is probably one of their best games, and it's multi-plat. If Doom was actually like a console exclusive, that would be big. And like even Starfield, like Starfield didn't end up being good or anything like that. But like if it was a much bigger thing that it was only going to be on Xbox, like you couldn't get it on PC as well or whatever, like that would have been something. Or yeah, you know, like Fable. Like with Fable coming out, I think that's coming out on PlayStation as well. It's obviously coming out on PC as well. Like if you could only play it on an Xbox, there'd be a reason to get an Xbox. But right now, there's just no reason to get an Xbox. It's like you could just get a PC. So I don't know. My monitor just flickered. My monitor just fucking flickered. I just need to get rid of the mini fridge, bro. It's the goddamn mini fridge. They have to keep it multi-platform. They lose too much if they went back to exclusives. Well, that's the point, is that it's a cyclical problem that they have. Right? The problem is that they shifted away from exclusives, so nobody bought the console, and now they can't go back to exclusives, or else the games won't sell because nobody bought the console. It's a problem that they created, and now they're stuck in it. And unfortunately, the only way to like actually get out of that problem is to take the L on new releases and build up a brand where people really want the exclusives. But in order to do that, they have to lose so much money by making these games exclusive. And even their games that are like really good but are exclusive, like Indiana Jones, wasn't on PlayStation at least. It was on PC, but it wasn't on PlayStation. Even that didn't sell Xboxes. It sold a lot when it came to Sony eventually. Like when Indiana Jones came to PlayStation, apparently it did very well. But yeah, it's like the only way around it. If you're known as the place without games, the only way to get out of that is to have games. But if nobody got you because you were known as having no games, then no one is going to get your games. You see how this is like a problem? So like the only thing that, like, in my opinion, all Xbox can do now is try to run like try and just survive this generation and then try to really do well next gen, and it seems like that's what they're going for, right? That because they're making like the weird PC hybrid console next gen. I think that is the play. I think you play for next gen. You accept the fact that you took the L this gen, just like you took the L last gen, and you try and hit it out of the park. You know, you try and really sell the fact that like this is going to be a $1,000 machine, and it's going to be a PC and console, but it's going to be all Xbox interface, and you'll have access to Steam, and you'll be able to play PlayStation games. I think that you lean into that. You lean into you'll be able to play PlayStation games. You'll be able to play shit like BattleBit, right? And like Peak and like all these friend slop games and stuff like that, right? You really lean into all of that. And I think they have a chance next, you know. And then go exclusives, right? Go, and our games are going to be exclusive. But you need heavy hitters, man. They need Elder Scrolls 6, and they need it to be good. That could save Microsoft. Genuinely, that could save Microsoft. If Elder Scrolls 6 is good, and it's console exclusive, and they say it's not ever coming to PlayStation, and it's not ever coming to Switch 2 or 3 or whatever, I think they have a chance. But, you know, just to be brutally honest, I don't think that, like, they have much of a chance. Just to be brutally honest. Because Elder Scrolls 6 is fucking probably not going to be good. Just looking at Starfield and stuff. Xbox is good at deals and helping people get into gaming. That's the thing. They're known as the poor man's console. Like, just to put it brutally, they're known as the poor man's console. And that's not what you want to be known as, ideally. Like, Xbox in its current iteration is known as, if you're broke, you can pick up a Series S for a few $100 and you can get Game Pass and then you can play a bunch of games for cheap. And they're gonna look worse than every other machine. And it's gonna run worse than every other machine. But you can get in and you can game on the cheap. And I don't think any company wants to be known as that. But that's unfortunately what Xbox is known as these days. So... yeah, and that's the thing, Fuzz. I think most people on PlayStation are the same as you, where like timed exclusives doesn't get you to buy an Xbox. Timed exclusives just have people wait until it comes to their console. You know? And that's what Sony just realized as well. Like Sony just realized, oh, us releasing the new God of War on PC a year later doesn't get PC players to love God of War and then buy a PlayStation. It gets them to wait a fucking year until it comes to PC. And that's why PlayStation's not releasing stuff on PC anymore, you know? Your PC exploded? I've been having like crazy tech issues. It's been a wacky 24 hours, yeah. PC fucking shit the bed playing Pragmata, which somehow killed my monitor as well, and yeah, it's been it's been wacky, yeah. Did Microsoft fire Elder Scrolls 6 devs? I mean, the devs are Bethesda, so I don't know. I mean, maybe they downsize Bethesda. Bethesda seems to be the only company that they own that's like immune to getting laid off for some reason, even though they like don't produce good shit. They would rather close down an entire studio like Tango Gameworks, the guys that made Evil Within 1 and 2 and Hi-Fi Rush and Ghostwire Tokyo, right? Like a really competent team. They would rather close that entire studio than just fire like a few people from fucking Bethesda. Like I don't know what's up, what Todd Howard has done, but they refuse to fire people from Bethesda. They'll close entire companies before they fire fucking 2 people from Bethesda. The company that hasn't put out a good game in over a decade. Yeah, they're the great value console, the starter pack of gaming. Yeah, they are. Luckily, most console games don't have a reference for high frames, so they don't care about worse performance from Xbox. But they do, because people are still getting PlayStations. Right? People are still getting PlayStations. And like, I think that's indicative not only of just, but like, I've talked to console people and they're like, yeah, the PS5 just runs stuff better. Like, they know that at least. And they knew it back in the day too. Like whenever you had a conversation with somebody back in the day about like the PS3 versus the 360, everyone knew the PS3 was more powerful. And same in the PS4 generation. Like everybody knew that the PS4 was mogging the Xbox One. It's like people know this stuff. It's just they might not like, it might not be the biggest concern. My friend's Xbox mini fridge burnt out like 8 months after he pre-ordered it. Oof. At least they aren't actively pulling a PlayStation and raising the prices of everything. Yeah, because they can't afford to. I mean, that's the brutal truth. We saw what Xbox did when they could afford to fuck over their consumers. That's how we got the Kinect. That's what killed Xbox, is because like they were winning, and so they thought that they had the they thought that they had the leeway to push other things, and it killed them as a company. Like the only reason why you're seeing Microsoft like lower the price of Game Pass and make Game Pass like, modular and stuff like that is because they're losing.
companies are always gonna try and like make consumers happy when they're losing. But if, you know, and Sony is winning, and they're winning by a lot. And because they're winning, they're going to push their advantage. They're going to try and make as much money as possible because they know that they're winning. And as long as they don't do something like the Kinect, they're probably going to remain winning. I mean, they have the IPs, they have the performance. You know? Like, they're probably just going to stay winning. That's why I think this generation is essentially entirely lost for Xbox, and the only chance Xbox has is like next generation really pushing the whole PC thing. They already do something like the Kinect, PSVR. PSVR is nothing like the fucking Kinect, bro. Nothing. You're not forced to spend an extra like $150 to $200 on the machine because you're forced to get a Kinect like you were with the Xbox One on launch. You know, Sony hasn't done several major press conferences where they're trying to shove PSVR down your throat and they're talking about like all VR stuff like they did with the Kinect. Like with the Kinect and how they had multiple major press conferences talking about how it worked as a DVR and how you could record your fucking TV shows and sports ball and stuff like that on it. Like, it's not forced on you at all. PSVR exists and it's a thing, and every now and then they'll show a couple games at a showcase, but that's about it. Kinect was a whole different breed. I mean, I was talking earlier in the stream. Kinect is literally taught in business schools now on how to kill an entire brand and company. Like, it is studied on how to take an L with the Kinect. Like, it killed Xbox, man. And they've never recovered. Are there even any games on the PSVR 2? I don't know. I was looking to get one just because they released a cord that allowed you to use it on your PC, and it's like got a lot of really impressive specs. But I know they had the Horizon game on there. They had a couple games. Kinect was cool at first, but then it was just shit after a while. I thought it was terrible from the get-go, bro. I was like, you're telling me this thing has a camera and it's always watching me and it's always listening to me? And this was way before like Alexas or anything existed, you know? It was kind of the OG. Like, what the fuck? Hell no. Like the Kinect and their terrible E3 conference where they talked about TV and sports and how to use the Kinect as a DVR and stuff like that for cable. That got me just like completely out of the Xbox ecosystem and over to PlayStation. Especially like, if you guys remember, you weren't going to be able to use used games on the Xbox One either. That was part of the Kinect as well. Is that you were not going to be able to use play used games at all. You weren't going to be able to use like a disc was going to have an authentication, and only one person would be able to use that disc. This was a real thing, by the way. I'm not making this up. You can look it up if you don't remember. And they were essentially trying to entirely kill GameStop and the secondhand market and stuff like that. And Sony made a video that is, in my opinion, the greatest video ever made in all of marketing history. I can actually just show it right now. This is one of the greatest videos ever made, I'll say. How to share a game on PS4.
12 years ago, 22-second video. This was their response. Xbox was making it so you would not be able to share games with your friends or use used games at all. And Sony released this banger 12 years ago, and this single-handedly won it for them.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
Yep. That right there. The biggest mic drop in all of marketing history. 20 million views. 12 years ago. One of the best passive-aggressive pieces of marketing out there. Legend has it, Microsoft exclusives are still having nightmares about this promo. It's been 12 years. Can we agree this is now one of the most historically important ads ever ran? This advertisement alone killed Xbox. Like, Xbox was pushing Connect, they were pushing DVR, they were making it so you couldn't use any used games, you couldn't lend your friends games, and Sony absolute Giga Chads released that 22-second long video that was just, fuck you. Our entire showcase, like their whole showcase was about video games, whereas Xbox's entire E3 showcase was about TV and fucking sports and shit. They just talked about video games. They didn't have anything bundled in with the PS4, any like Connect or anything like that. They were cheaper. It was more powerful. And they didn't care if you played used games and gave your friends games. And Xbox has never recovered from that. It's been 12 years now, and Xbox is still taking L's. Yeah. Like, you know, that's what happens when you're ahead. Xbox was ahead. Everybody had a 360. Everybody loved the 360. They were ahead. And they went and they let it get to their head. And they did one of the greatest blunders, if not the greatest blunder we have ever seen in history through marketing. Definitely the greatest blunder through, you know, the gaming sphere. And they've never recovered. I mean, people talk about Concord being a historic failure. Bro, Xbox killed the entire brand. For 12 years. Like, they've still never recovered. I think that's the greatest failure. Well, that's things I agree. We're seeing it right now. Like, we're seeing Sony push the envelope. We're seeing them do what Xbox did back then. We're seeing them, like, make things more expensive. They're making PSN more expensive and have less features and be broken down into a bunch of models. We're seeing them make the PlayStations more expensive, the controllers more expensive. They're making everything more expensive. We're seeing them push the envelope. And it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're getting sentience and you're trying to test how far you can push your dad before he brings out the belt and beats your fucking ass. Right? Sony is like pushing the line and they're pushing the line and they're pushing the line. And they're trying to see how close they can get while still like remaining on top. And honestly, that's basically one of the only ways Xbox has a chance at winning at all, is if Sony gets so turbo complacent that they do something stupid, which can happen. Like I just showed. I mean, it happened 12 years ago with Xbox. Like, it could happen. It kind of happened with the launch of the PS3. It was one of the main reasons why people were all over the Xbox. Is because, like, everyone had a PS2, and then they did the PS3. And it was like $1,000 accounted for inflation. It was like $1,000. It was ridiculously expensive. It was 650 USD, I think, back then, which was like basically the equivalent of like $1,000 console now, if not even a little more. And everyone went with 360 from PS2. And eventually PS3 did end up catching up. Like once it got significantly cheaper and they had a bunch of really good games on it, that's when PS3 started to catch up. But yeah, I mean, they've both made fumbles. Can't even remember when I last saw an actual Xbox stand. Best Buy, all of it is just PlayStation and Nintendo. Xbox is just in some dingy end aisle. It's true, yeah. I mean, look at the sales, and you'll see why. I mean, Xbox just doesn't sell. The only reason, like, Xbox has sold okay at all this generation is because of the Series S. The Series S is like 80% of the sales of the Xbox. And the reason for that is just because it was like $300 or something. And Game Pass Ultimate was like, you got like 6 months of Game Pass Ultimate or something. It was just like, it was the starter console, you know? Like the Xbox Series X has barely sold fucking anything. It's crazy. Like anybody that has the money that wants a good console and a powerful console just gets a PS5. We have an idea. Let's not make money anymore. Connect to... Dude. It'd be so funny. PlayStation is a 6'4", built like a brick shithouse bully, and Xbox is 5'4", Harry Potter glasses, wearing skinny nerd, getting his head pushed into toilets. The Series S is $400 now. It's still $80 cheaper than the PS5 Slim. And I'm sure if you go on the used market, you can still find Series S's for like 200 fucking bucks, you know? You go on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm sure it's riddled with Series S's for like 200 bucks. 250, something like that, you know? Because it's like, it's still... Because like people got a Series S, and then they're like, okay, now I want a real console. Like, all right, I've played with this enough. I want the real system now. And then they get a PS5. They sell the Series S and they get a PS5. You know? Yeah, I think most people got a Series S for like 300. Yeah. Which is like another L thing that Xbox does, is having the multiple models. I don't think it helps them. And I think it just confuses consumers. PS5 is like, okay, do I get the PS5 or the PS5 Pro? Xbox is like, okay, do I get the fucking Series S? Do I get the Series X? Do I get the 1S, 1X, fucking the 720, 480, 1440? Like, it just like confuses people, especially like if you're like a mom and you're trying to get a gift for your kid. It's like, do I go with the Xbox Series S or X? I have no idea. I'll just get a PS5. You know? It's like way easier. I don't think it helps them. Like, they need to choose if they want to be the cheapo console, Series S, and they're okay with being known as like the broke man system, which, like, if they're fine with doing that, that's cool, bro. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But they need to decide. And it sounds like, from what they're talking about next generation, their next system will be a premium machine with a premium price. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I think premium price, I think $1,000. That's what I think of when I think like a premium price. I think that's like $900 or like $1,000. So and that's what they've said they're doing next gen. Like next gen, they're doing making a premium system with a premium price, and it's gonna be a weird PC hybrid. If that's where they're going with it, then they need to just have their one model. That's their $1,000 model or whatever, and it's a PC and it's an Xbox, yada yada, and not try and do like some weird cheapo one that barely fucking runs. You know? Like that. That's the problem with the Series S, is that we had developers like Black Myth Wukong guys and Baldur's Gate 3 are like two very notable examples where they came out and they're just like, dude, the Series S sucks. It sucks. It's really fucking weak. We don't really want to spend the time making the game run on this toaster oven. So we're just gonna release on PS5. You know? Like, that's how it is. It's true, dude. The 360 is an ancient relic. They were gonna call one of their consoles Xbox Scarlet. Yeah, I don't even. Yeah. Series 1S or X, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what the hell they're doing, bro. But, you know, if they nail the price and they manage to get a lot of people into PC, like the PC ecosystem and Steam and stuff like that, I think that will be very appealing for a lot of console gamers. Like, the idea that they can experience Steam and all the wonderful sales and stuff like that from Steam and being able to play games online for free, assuming that's also going to be a thing. I think for like $900 or $1,000, and they don't have to worry about like shit I'm going through right now, where it's like, oh, my monitor's fucking not working with this game, and oh, I have to like roll back my graphics card drivers because apparently like the newest drivers aren't good, and then I also have to like you know, worry about, oh, now this monitor doesn't have G-Sync, and you know, like just a billion things that PC has to worry about. If you can give people like you know, an ecosystem where they can engage with Steam adjacent stuff and not have to worry about that, then awesome. No, it's not going to be a Steam machine. The Steam machine is something completely separate. And like, I don't think the Steam machine is going to do that well. I'm just to be honest, I don't think the Steam machine will do that well. I think the Steam machine will probably be in a very similar vein as the Steam Deck, where like for people like me that have extra expendable income and have massive Steam libraries, it might be a cool thing to pick up. But I don't think it's going to be the thing that gets somebody to like, I don't think if you're a console gamer, you're gonna be buying a Steam machine. I find that very unlikely. That's why I think the Xbox actually has a chance, because everyone knows Xbox. At least. So if it's an Xbox that has access to Steam, like they're saying it's going to, because it's a weird PC hybrid, I think that'll have a good chance at like doing well. But, you know, I think do like the average Joe, do they even know about Steam? I feel like if you were to like go into a call center or something, right? Or like a construction yard, like somewhere where it's just like the everyday average Joe, and you were to ask them about Steam and like Steam sales, would they know? Because I feel like they don't. I feel like normal adults, like men, the type of dudes that like work a 9-to-5 and they have kids and a wife, and they come home and they boot up the PS5 and they play like a couple hours of fucking Call of Duty or something a week. I feel like that guy doesn't even like have any idea what Steam is. You know? But I don't know. I don't interact with those people, so I don't know. I think like the average Joe would know Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. I don't think that they know Steam. And as a result, I think that's where the Steam machine suffers, is that the people that know about the Steam machine are gonna be like people who are very dialed in, and people who are really dialed in and are really dialed into like Steam and stuff like that probably already have a PC. So at that point, you're just like basically asking the same as a Steam Deck, right? Where it's like, hey, do you want to play your Steam games on the go? The Steam machine then becomes like, hey, you want to play your Steam games on your TV? And that's a lot less compelling because I can plug my PC into the TV. You know, or in my case, I have a Chromecast plugged into my living room TV. And I use a program called Sunshine and a program called Moonlight. And it allows me to basically latency-free stream anything on my PC to my living room. Or wherever my Chromecast is plugged in. And that's what I do. You know? So, like, there's not really a reason for me to buy a Steam machine. So I don't know. I don't know how well it's going to do. It's either a PC or a console. There's no in between, in my opinion. I mean, if you can have access to Steam while you'll still be on a console, I think that will be a really big W for people. There's nothing like I think console gamers in general don't really understand how great Steam is. Once you experience like your first Steam summer sale and you're like, holy shit. Games are 80% off. I can pick up this game and all the DLC for $5. You never see that shit on console. Like, that doesn't happen on console, man. When you start seeing like, oh, this game's been out 2 months and it's already 50% off, you don't see that stuff on console. So I think just having access to Steam and like being able to experience Steam sales, as well as, like I said, if you can play online for free. But also remember, there's a lot of PlayStation games on Steam. So you'll be able to be on an Xbox and be playing PlayStation games. Now, they won't be the newest PlayStation games. It'll be like God of War, Ragnarok, and stuff like that. But, I mean, you'll be able to play PlayStation games on your Xbox, which is kind of insane. But yeah, I agree, Sausage. I think, like, Xbox has to diversify themselves at this point because they've already just lost. Like, they don't have the exclusives that are getting people to buy it. And they don't have any of the old IP. Like, none of their old IPs carry the weight that they used to. I'm excited for Gears of War E-Day, but Gears doesn't hold the same weight it used to. Halo Infinite was fun enough, but like Halo, it just doesn't have the weight that it used to. Fable, I hope it's good. Fable doesn't carry the weight that it used to. Like, none of the Xbox brand, like, exclusive IPs hold the weight that they used to. Whereas PlayStation has more exclusive IPs and selling power based on those IPs than ever before. Right? They have, like, fucking Wolverine, man. They have Spider-Man. They have Last of Us. They have Ghosts of Tsushima. They have, like, some of the biggest IPs that, like, tons of people know. Most people who already own PC aren't going to downgrade. I could see a few people maybe getting one because their PCs are kind of poopy and outdated, but the average no. I think if you're looking to get into PC gaming, so you're already like a little bit tech literate because you already know what Steam is, and you're already maybe looking at getting a pre-built PC or maybe like taking the leap and trying to learn how to build your own PC, I think the Steam machine will be awesome. I think that's where the Steam machine can own. But I don't think that's a really large amount of people that fall into that spectrum. You know, I think that's like it's going to be awesome for those people, but I don't think there's a lot of those people. And honestly, like if somebody were to ask me as like a PC gamer, hey, do you think I should get a Steam machine or build a PC? honestly, I would tell them like 99 out of 100 times build a PC. I would say like it's going to serve you a lot better to learn that skill set and understand how those things work, and it's going to give you a lot more control and flexibility, not only over the pricing, but what you have access to. Because like the Steam machine, I'm sure it's going to be a lot like the Steam Deck, where like you'll be able to install Windows on it if you want, which is what I've done to my Steam Deck. And you'll be able to use it essentially like a PC. But like, you do need to be quite tech literate in order to do that. Like, it's not the easiest thing ever to do. Assuming like it's going to have Steam OS, which is what I'm going to guess that it's going to have, like the Steam Deck. Yeah, never seen it on console unless it's a trash game. Exactly. Like, the sales that happen on Steam do not happen on other platforms. I had a guy once when I was talking about this where he's like, dude, PlayStation's having their big sale right now, and the sales are great. You're just a PC glazer. And I go, really? Let's take a look. And I boot up my PS5 and I show it on stream and I go, okay, let's take a look. Okay, God of War Ragnarok is on sale on PlayStation Store. Okay, and it's $50. Okay, pretty good sale. It's like 25% off. Let's check on PC. I tab over to Steam. Oh, God of War Ragnarok is on sale on PC. It's $30. Oh, that's crazy. And it's been out for less time on PC because it came out 2 years later. and I went through that song and dance for like tons of games as I'd open it on PlayStation Store. I'd be like, oh, this game is on sale. And it's, you know, $30. That's pretty good. Open it on PC. Oh, it's $15. It's like, there's no way you can argue with it, man. It's just a fact that PC has better sales. And that's like not even counting key sites where you can get games significantly cheaper and most of the time not pay sales tax as well, which that's like the main selling point for me. It's why I get games off of like CD keys all the time, is because like a $70 game plus sales tax is basically like an $80 game here in Arizona. Whereas I, you know, go ahead and I buy a game on CD keys and it's $60 instead of $70 and it has no sales tax. I'm not sponsored by CD keys or anything, although I would never turn down that sponsorship because I've used them for years and they're great. But it's just like a no-brainer. Like, it still adds it to my Steam library. I still get to play it on Steam, but it's $60 instead of 80. Day one, you know? It's also not even counting all of the money that you can save, if you're the type of individual that wants to, through torrenting. You know? Torrenting is basically like endless games for free. Which, there's just no way you can compete with that at all on console, you know? And while the, you know, the logistics of it may not be for everyone, I think it's disingenuous to talk about PC gaming without talking about torrenting. Because it is a very big facet of PC gaming. The downfall, they built the whole thing around TV, movie entertainment. They never recovered. Yeah, Sausage, I literally just showed the clip of when they were making it so you couldn't use used games on the Xbox One. And Sony's rebuttal, which in my opinion is the greatest marketing of all time. Where they're like, how to share a game on PS4. And it's just a dude handing the other dude a game. You know, it's like a 22-second advertisement. Has 20 million views. And you look at the comments and everyone's like, yeah, this killed Xbox. And they've never recovered. You know, and that was 12 years ago. Little Zach to start the day. Yeah, the stream hasn't crashed, which is always nice to see. A billion tech issues, but at least we have that. I think games are overpriced and we do get ripped off a lot. I think it's important to and fair to pay at least something. I agree. I buy essentially all of my games. You know, some stuff I play through like Game Pass or whatever, which is like not me buying it, but I'm still like paying to play it. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here on like a high horse when I was poor as fuck and in income restricted housing and on food stamps and I could barely stretch, you know, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and even then, like, it was a struggle most of the time, and I was going out without meals and stuff. I did want a little escapism, and I did torrent. You know, I'm not, so, like, I understand that. And when you look at the numbers for torrents, it's obvious that it's something you have to acknowledge, right? Like, when a game comes out, if it doesn't have Denuvo, you go on Fit Girl or any of these popular like torrent sites and you see the game already has 800,000 unique downloads, you know, on just this one site. Like, it's very clear there are millions of people on PC who are torrenting, you know. And like, I've talked to a lot of people that pirate, and like a lot of them are in countries like fucking Brazil, where it's like 2 months' wages for a game if it's not properly localized to their country. And it's like, yeah, I understand. You're probably not going to pay that for a game. You know? And then I talked to some people and they're like, well, I already bought, you know, this game on PlayStation, so I don't really feel bad about torrenting it on PC or whatever. Like, you know, everybody has their own different like moral compass on what's okay and what's not. And I'm not here to judge. You know, I don't own stock in any of these companies, so like I don't really care. And it is one of those like crimes you will never get caught for, right? Assuming you're not like a turbo retard. Like, you'll never get caught for it. So, but in general, I think if you have the money, you should pay for your games. That's my take personally. What was the game company that said entertainment's not for entertainment is for everyone, not just us who can afford it? The Ultra Kill guys. Yeah, the Ultra Kill guys. I agree. If you can afford to buy the license to the game, I'm not mad at you. Yeah, it was the Ultra Kill guy. He was like bragging on Twitter about how he was a guy torrented Ultra Kill, and he was bragging on Twitter about how he torrented Ultra Kill, and the Ultra Kill guy was like, yeah, it's all good, bro. Like, it doesn't bother me. Entertainment is for everyone. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And basically his stance was, you know, if the game is good enough, then you'll buy it when you have the money. And I can attest to that. I torrented Dying Light 1 when it came out and beat it and loved it. And I felt so bad for torrenting it that at this point in time, I think I've bought Dying Light like 5 times. At the time, unfortunately, I didn't have the money to buy games. But, you know, now I've bought the game and like all the DLC and shit like 5 times and just gifted it to people and stuff like that because I felt so bad because Dying Light 1 is such an incredibly good game. And I do think that like a lot of people are like that. It's like they'll you know, you saw this with like Hollow Knight Silksong as well, where like even pirates were like, dude, it's $20 and it's like an incredible game, just buy it. And there were people posting on piracy websites being like, yo, if you genuinely are torrenting Hollow Knight Silksong because you can't afford it, drop me your Cash App or your Venmo and I'll send you the $20 for it. You know? So it's like, it is a thing. If a game is actually really good, people will feel bad about stealing it. Obviously, there's some people that don't, and they're, you know, they like don't have a moral compass, or they just don't care or whatever. And in general, I do also believe, like, I can see it both ways, because in general, I think the $60 for you as an individual is way more important to you as an individual than it is for mega corporation or whatever. Like, I do think for the most part that is the case. And that was my logic as well when I was torrenting, is I was like, yo, this $60 to me is fucking make or break, and $60 for Sony is the type of shit that they don't even like wipe their ass with, right? Like they're wiping their ass with straight hundos or whatever, you know. So like I understand all perspectives on it, but for me personally, I do just think like if you can afford a game, you should probably just buy the game. I can't save. I can only save in the shelter. Well, that's not ideal. That's not ideal at all. Because I work in 1 minute. I've yapped too much. Oh, wait. W. Completely calculated. But yeah. Hopefully, I will get the power supply for my monitor today. It should be delivered. And hopefully, my tech issues will be remedied.
Are you gonna upgrade your...
We'll see. I don't know. Fingers crossed though, man, because tech issues suck. But at least this stream didn't like cause my PC to explode, so I have that at least, which is very nice. But I do have to clock in for work. I appreciate everybody stopping by, hanging out. Hopefully you guys have all had a fantastic week. It's Friday. Friday. Very exciting. I will probably be streaming a decent amount this weekend. I think I'm mostly free this weekend, not Sunday, but I think tonight and tomorrow I'm mostly free. So should probably, hopefully, maybe be a stream, and I'll be able to put a dent into a real dent into Pragmata. But thanks for stopping by, guys. Take care. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.